Hey everyone. Hey everyone. Who is on? No one's on right now. I'll just wait for somebody to come on. Um all right. I'll just wait a little bit while I put my lipstick on. Alexa, play classical music.
Here's a station you might like. Ultimate Classic on Amazon Music.
All right. So who is on right now? Was waiting for somebody to come on. Hello everyone. It's just one person right now. I am live because I wanted to welcome you to my channel and I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm answering all manifestation questions that you might have, all manifestation questions, doubts. Type your questions here in the chat and I will try to answer them as quickly and swiftly as possible. And also, we're going to go over some manifestation techniques that can work for you, that you can try tonight, right before going to sleep, and your manifestation will come by tomorrow morning. Okay. I don't want to make those kind of promises unless I have tested and tried myself and I know they work. So, a little bit about myself. Oh my God, my hair is just a mess, guys. I'm so sorry. A little bit about myself, and anyone who did not catch the live can just replay this live, and you can be sure to get a lot of insight from it. So a little bit about myself. My name is Luz, and I am a manifestation coach. I have, I'm not trying to brag about myself, but just to give you a little bit of background so that you don't feel like this is super kooky and like, who is this girl, right? I have a master's in psychology. I have a bachelor's in English language learner studies. And I have an associate's in early childhood. I have a certification, a relationship coach certification. And I'm CPR certified, if that makes, if that's even relevant. I've been a teacher for over 17 years, an ESL teacher. I've taught cultures from all over the world. And I recently, when I say recently, I mean about 5 years ago. Hey, girl. There was somebody here and then they left. And so I'm just like waiting for more people, but I'm going to keep talking because people can replay this chat. I'm going to put it in the playlist where you can replay this chat because there's going to be a lot of valuable information that can be useful. Hey, mama, that can be useful to anyone, right? And so I'm just giving you a little bit of my background so that you can know that this isn't kooky stuff coming from a kooky girl, right? Like, who the heck is this girl, right? So I've been teaching for over 17 years. And I recently, when I say recently, started manifesting. I mean, 4.5 years ago, I started getting into manifestation. To be frank, I've always manifested all of my life, whether I knew it or whether I was aware or whether I was unaware of it, but I was always manifesting. And I was manifesting as far as I can remember. I just remember that I would write something down and I would get it within a week, which is crazy. And like it just like it would just fall into place. So the main thing you have to understand here, guys, is when we manifest or when we're manifesting, um, the only thing that's holding us back is us, right? So there are belief systems that are set from childhood. They're called limiting beliefs, which is what Neville Goddard calls. He calls them limiting beliefs. Let me get my book because I have my Neville Goddard book and I want to show everybody this book because it's amazing. All right. So, oh my God, please forgive my workout gear. I was going to go work out and then I got an Uber Eats and then I didn't end up doing it. So I just came straight back home so I can do the live. So I have this book. If you guys haven't received it or if you haven't gotten it, I really highly suggest you get this book. This is, it's called the Neville Goddard Deluxe Collection. And it has 14 books. Okay. I'm currently in book number 3. So I've read At Your Command, Awakened Imagination, and The Search, and Feeling is the Secret. So I'm on this one, Feeling is the Secret. And in his books, he talks about how we have something called limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are just thoughts and ideas that we have that where we just believe that it's obviously we believe it's true, right? Let me give you an example, right? So an example of my personal life was yes, write it down. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to call you Heart Lover. um, and I don't know how to make you a moderator. This is my first time going live on YouTube. I've gone live on Instagram and I've gone live on Facebook so many times, and it's so different. Like YouTube, I have my other channel, and this is what I'm thinking, Beth. I mean, this is what I'm thinking, Heart Lover. It's only us, right? Here it is. I think it's moderation. No, participants. Okay. I'm thinking that I should make a series about manifestation on my other channel because I have 3,000 subscribers on my other channel, and I've already been established there, and so I was thinking maybe I should do just a manifestation series. So I was going back and forth on whether I should start a new channel or whether I should like just do a series in my other channel. What do you think? But anyways, so limiting beliefs. Okay, so my example of that is my personal life. My mother, I grew up with my mother telling me so many times, just seeing her sometimes too. I would just watch her. She would work three jobs. She was just working 3 jobs, and she was never home. And sometimes we didn't have enough money to pay the rent. Sometimes we didn't have enough money to eat. Sometimes we lived in our car. So it was really sad, to be honest with you. I'm not saying I'm super rich now, but what I'm saying is I no longer have those limiting beliefs. Those beliefs that I had that were implanted in me from childhood were you have to work super, super, super hard to get money, and you'll still be poor anyways. So my mom never told me that specifically, but she showed me with her actions because she worked so hard, and sometimes we just never had money. So that's one of the limiting beliefs that I had to break. Okay. And I don't want to give everybody too much information right now because I know it's going to overwhelm you. But I want to start with that, with limiting beliefs. What are limiting beliefs? They're just ideas that were implanted from a long time ago, sometimes from childhood. In psychology, it says that our first 7 years of life are our developmental years. What does that mean? It means those are the crucial years that basically raise us, how we are raised, how we grow up, right? And so it's just it's how our parental figures, whoever that was in your life, raises us and raised us. So if there was, for many people, for many of us, there was abuse in the home, whether it was physical, mental, emotional. There were just so much, or even just a hardworking parent, which in turn turns out to be abandonment in a way, because they're never there emotionally. Like they can't be there. They're always gone. So there are many different factors that are implanted, that implant our developmental years. And so those are the most crucial years that actually develop our personality and who we become. So neuroscientists just in the past 30 years have discovered that our brain can be rewired, which is amazing. You know that saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So they had this saying for like generations and generations, because they thought we could not rewire our brain. They thought that nobody can change how they are. And neuroscientists have recently discovered that you can. And so it's just amazing to me. It boggles my mind how not only we can rewire our brain, but we can also implant new thoughts, and we can dissolve and disappear old thoughts, limiting beliefs. And so it's just beautiful how I know that this is possible. All right. And then 4.5 years ago, I was going through something really, really difficult in my life. I went through a health scare, and it was something with my stomach. So I had like it's called a hiatal hernia in my stomach, which then it actually brought out something I didn't even know I had, which it was a blessing in disguise, because if I never would have had the hiatal hernia, I don't think I would have known that I had OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, or, you know, um, just obsessive thoughts, because I always kind of felt that I had something like that. I would obsess over certain things, but it never got that serious until I actually had that health scare. And so that health scare kind of brought out all these things that were supposed to be fixed. So in a way, it was a blessing. Honestly, it looked like it was just a nightmare, because it was. In the moment that I was living that, it was a nightmare. But it was actually a blessing, because I worked on my mind. And through that time that I was going through that, I was going through a lot of just a lot of anxiety. I had a lot of anxiety. My thoughts just were overwhelming. They were obsessive. And I'm a very obsessive person. When I say I'm obsessive, it's good too, because I started obsessing over finding and researching solutions in the mind. I even went to a hypnotherapy session, because I was on the right track. I knew that it had to do with my mind. It was it was originating from my mind, these obsessive thoughts, and it had to end at the root cause. I had to nip it in the bud. I had to stop it. How do I stop this? So I was trying to research what to do. And through that, I was stumbling upon amazing people on YouTube that helped me through this process. And I ended up stumbling upon, there was a pastor named Curry. It started from this woman who had a hiatal hernia, who's Christian as well, and she was doing like physical massages on how to remove that. But she wasn't working on the brain. She was working on the physical attribute of that health issue. And so from that, I stumbled upon a a messianic Jew who was like praying and like believing in like healing for today. And then I stumbled upon this other guy who did manifestation. I forgot his name. His name is I forgot his name. Aaron Doherty. Doherty, I think that's what's the name. He's got millions of subscribers. He's amazing. I stumbled upon him, but I thought it was like really like kind of demonic because of my limiting beliefs. So I was like, I don't think that's possible. I can't be looking at this. I can't be telling people that I'm watching these manifestation videos. Like I can't, because he was talking about stuff like you can renew you can renew these thoughts. You just think about the end, and you will have a renewed mind. You will manifest what you desire. And I was so desperate, and I was like, what, how do I do this? How do I renew this thought process? And And so I was watching him like in secret. And then I stumbled upon Pastor Curry Blake, who then he had a mind renewal series. And I was like obsessively and religiously watching that. Like I was renewing my mind. So in the Bible, it says in Romans 12:2, it says to renew your mind in Christ. And so it's biblical to manifest, it's biblical to renew your mind. And that's why I don't want to talk about this in my religious community or my Christian community because they're so, I don't want to say outdated with this, but like they don't believe that like manifestation is biblical. And they just see it as like something magical, like something like it's like black magic or dark magic, and that's not true. Like Jesus manifested, he manifested so many times, and I know he's Jesus, but he tells us if you believe, then you will tell that mountain to be cast into the sea, and it shall be done. That's manifestation. You believe it, and it shall be done. So what does that even mean? Unless you actually think and you know that this is called manifestation, whatever you want to call it, but it's called manifestation. Welcome, whoever just joined, welcome. And I started to listen to Curry Blake, who then turned me to Caroline Leaf. She's a Christian neuroscientist who scientifically explain what happens in the brain when you renew your mind. What happens when you rewire your brain? They're little dendrites that we have in our brain. And those are thoughts. Those are thoughts. The thoughts are physical. They take physical space in your brain. It's like a computer. We have recently discovered that. They take a physical place in your brain. We have, I think, about 3 million years worth of space. It's a lot of space, okay? It's bigger than a computer. That's how amazing God made us. But she describes these dendrites, either positive thoughts or negative thoughts. And a CT scan was done on the brain that showed that the negative thoughts are actually black. They come out black. And the positive thoughts, when they ask the person to think a good and positive thought, they light up like a Christmas tree. So neuroscience has just discovered that we can renew our mind and we can think good things and replace these negative thoughts. This is where manifestation comes into place. And so this is why I believe that manifestation is real, even though whatever you want to call it, you can call it rewiring your brain. You can call it renewing your mind, because in Romans 12:2, it's called, it says to renew your mind in Christ. So God even approves of this. Okay. And so science has proven that whatever, in New Age, they call it the universe. But in science, it's called subconscious. We have a subconscious mind. We have a mind, which is the active mind, and we have a subconscious mind. All right. If you did not know, write this down. We have over 65,000 thoughts that go through our mind per day, a day. Okay. 90% of those thoughts are coming from the subconscious mind. And so 10% are active. That's it. They're conscious. They're thoughts like, I think I'm going to go pick up the kids today. That's a conscious thought. Like you're going to go do it. But a subconscious thought are the negative thoughts, the limiting beliefs. Okay, this is where I come from when I say we have to start at the root cause. If we want to learn to be a master manifester, which I wrote in my little tablet here, I am a master manifester. Let me write it down. Let me show you. I have another tablet, but my son took away the words that say I'm a master manifester, and he put I have a big fat butt. So I don't want to show you that. He's 10. I am a billionaire. Okay. I have this written down because when I do my makeup, I see it every day. I am a billionaire. It is done. I do not chase. I attract. My SP desires me. Who's here because they want to manifest an SP? What is an SP? A specific person. Type in the chat below who's here because they want to manifest a specific person. What do you want to manifest by tomorrow? What is your deepest desire? If you don't want to share it with the crowd, you don't have to. But it's just amazing. I am the master of my thoughts. Here, this is what I wanted to show you. I am a master. I am the master of my thoughts. I want you to type in the chat below, I am the master of my thoughts. I'm telling you right now, I had so many limiting beliefs when I was going through that health scare that I told you it was a blessing in disguise, because I'm glad that I had the health scare, because it burst out all these limiting beliefs that I had hidden, that I didn't even know about myself. This is in the subconscious mind. We have to dig into the subconscious, and we have to, from the root, we have to bring them out from the root. How do we do that? How do we do that? We have to meditate, okay? And the Christian community calls it prayer. So we meditate doesn't always have to mean like talking constantly. Meditation could just be sitting with yourself, shutting off all devices, and just whatever comes to mind. Thank you, heart lover. I am the master of my thoughts. Yes. We are in control of what goes on in our mind. We are the ones that are in control. Okay. So the subconscious mind has things that are already implanted from years of thoughts, years of external advice, and like everything that has been given to us from our parental figures, role models, guardians, whoever was raising us. These things were implanting in the developmental years, which was the first 7 years of life, and then later. So we have so many limiting beliefs. I'll tell you my limiting beliefs, okay? The ones that I had that I didn't even know I had. I started realizing when I had that hiatal hernia that I obsess over like just little thoughts that so that is a limiting belief in and of itself. When I start obsessing over something, like whether it's positive or negative, I start obsessing over it. And so um I had to work on that. Okay. And so how did I work on that? Like I told you, I actually discovered Pastor Curry Blake, who then turned me to Dr. Caroline Leaf. Okay. You can research her. She's a Christian neuroscientist who didn't discover it, but she actually made a career out of it. And she started helping so many people renewing their mind. All right. So we work on one thought at a time. We can work on one thought at a time, because science and psychology says that a habit is built and developed in 21 days. Okay. And it takes up to 90 days for that thought or habit to actually establish itself in your mind. Right. And it turns into one of those dendrites that I was telling you about. Right. So whether it's positive or negative, that's how long it takes to establish itself in your mind. Up to 90 days. At 90 days, it's an established thought. If you consistently think about this 90 days consistently, then it's an established thought. And another fact about the brain doesn't know between right and wrong. The brain just takes in information that you give it. Okay. So manifestation is beautiful, because manifestation, we can, when we manifest, there's different techniques that we can use. There's one called visualization. And visualization is when you basically implant a memory, right? You visualize a memory or a visualization, a visualization, right? A thought. You visualize something that you want, and the brain takes it. At first, it's like it doesn't take it as like a memory, because you have to be consistent. So what I was telling you about the 90 days of establishing a habit, that's why we have to be consistent with our visualization and our thoughts. When we manifest, we have to be consistent, because our brain doesn't know between a memory and what is real. Or I'm sorry, what is an imagination or an idea and what is real. It doesn't know that unless when you actually do it for so long, then it actually establishes it as a memory. Okay? So that's what's beautiful about this. So back to the situation that I was going through. 4.5 years ago, I stumbled upon manifestation. My coaches that helped me get through this thing that I was going through, these negative thoughts that were just literally overflowing in my head. They started going. I got to a point, I'm just going to be real with you guys. I got to a point where I wanted to unalive myself. I did not, because I couldn't deal with these thoughts anymore. They were just so negative. And I had these negative thoughts about people. I always thought, like, why is she looking at me like that? And then I realized it's because it started from childhood. Like, I had these traumas, like little girls wouldn't include me in their groups. These are all manifestations. And I'm going to just tell you, like, just memories that are flooding to me right now. Like, when I was a kid, when I was in my teens, I remember I was bullied a lot. And I moved to Texas when I was a kid, just briefly. I'm not from here, but I moved here briefly as a kid. And I remember I was manifesting even when I was a kid, whether it's positive or never. Remember this. I need you to write this down. Remember this. The brain doesn't know whether it's positive or negative. It just takes it. And it's crazy. Like, manifestation, it expresses itself out. Whatever you believe, it expresses itself out. Because I was manifesting being bullied a lot. I'm not saying it was my fault. I'm saying that I was bullied, and then I was taking that in as an actual thought, like it was real. Like, okay, this always happens to me. This is a limiting belief, and this is a scripted manifestation. I'm always bullied, right? I'm going to show you guys what scripting is. Scripting, I don't want to show you the bottom because it's private. It's something I want to manifest. But the top part, you always want to write an I am, because I am is your subconscious. It's who you are. You are not this flesh. You are not your brain. You are not your physical. You are the subconscious. That's who you are at the core. You are a spirit. You're not this, right? When you leave, you don't take this body with you. So when you say I am, it's who you are at the core, right? So when you manifest, you always say I am. When I was a kid, I was manifesting, but negatively. I was manifesting negatively. I was saying I am bullied, because I always was like, I was getting bullied, and I started implanting this in my head. I'm always being bullied. Girls always bully me. They never like me. Why am I always being bullied? Why am I always being chased? But like in a bad way. And I remember when I went to that school, it was so crazy, but I was always getting bullied. And it's like, I didn't know at the time, heart lover. But like, when I was being bullied, it was like, why is this always coming to me? See, and that was, your brain goes on a loop. It goes on a loop with these thoughts, and it pushes out. It can't help but push out what you give it. So give it good things, and recognize when a thought comes through your head. Recognize it. This is what manifesting is. This is what it is. Okay. When you want to get rid of these negative thoughts, you're going to, what is it? The word, I always forget that word. When you meditate, thoughts are going to flood in. They're going to flood in, but you just allow them. You just watch them pass by like a cloud. You watch them pass by. Don't react. Because I'm going to tell you another fact about psychology. Feelings, they don't they don't have a brain. Feelings are very just very limited. They're feelings, right? You're the one that's in control. So when you attach a feeling to a thought, that's when it manifests out. That's why a lot of coaches say, feel. When you think, you feel that moment, feel the excitement of the moment, because it manifests, it goes hand in hand. So when you see a negative thought come in, recognize it. Excuse me, I've been drinking a lot of Celsius. Excuse me. This is what happens when you're live. Recognize that it's coming through, right? But don't go, oh my God, why are you always coming in here? I hate you. God, shut up. Because the more you resist that thought, the more it resists leaving. And this is true. So recognize the thought. Bye. Have a great day. And then just keep focusing, right? So this is what I started doing. This is what I said. It's the silver lining in my nightmare, because I started taking everything and soaking everything that Pastor Curry Blake was saying on his mind renewal series. And I was soaking in with Dr. Caroline. I took her program. I bought her program about, it's called it's called Renew Your Mind, Renew Your Brain. Oh, and I soaked in his series and I soaked in her program. I have this many notebooks on her program because she says a habit forms in 21 days. Because a habit forms in 21 days and it takes up to 90 days to get imprinted in your brain, then it takes that much to replace it with something good. So write down the thought, whatever thought that you are struggling with, that you want to replace, write it down, recognize it, right? And say, I see you, I acknowledge you, but now it's time for you to go. And you're going to replace that thought, okay? This is where manifestation comes into place. So we're going to talk today about, let me see what technique we can do. The two techniques that works for me are the best, which I'm going to tell you off the bat. There aren't specific techniques that you have to do that are going to work for you. But the techniques that work for me the best, because I became I've always been a really natural manifester. I told you the story about me being bullied. And I'm like, what? I started recognizing that. And then it happened again in 2016 when I lived in New York City, where I was like, God, all these Colombian women. I mean, no hate with Colombian, but there was a huge Colombian community. And I was like starting to say these negative things in my head because I started getting into a lot of problems with these people, like a lot of people in New York. And it was crazy. It was just like magnetized towards me. Like, what the heck? Like, why? Until I finally was like, enough. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. People love me. People love me. People want me. I started replacing those thoughts. But I started manifesting. When I started writing down, the two things that work for me are scripting. These are my notebooks. I have a lot of notebooks. Okay. I actually last year, I'm going to tell you a little story. This is why Heart Lover, I won't post it on my Christian community because my church discouraged a lot of things. And my mom discovered that I had a whole bunch of notebooks and she encouraged me to burn them. So I burned all of my notebooks and I started over. It's like, so scripting works for me and visualization. So I'm going to talk about those two. Okay. Those two works for me. What I do with visualizing, and I wanted to tell you my coach that actually helped me, and I'm going to like tell you about him because I don't gatekeep. All right. Right now he's not posting. He's not feeling good. He's actually took a break, but his name is Joseph Li. He is, man, he's the man. He's the man. In 2019, in November 2019, I started manifesting, like using the techniques, and he uses Neville Goddard. I did not know who Neville Goddard was ever. And he says, I'm going to show you exactly what to do. And he's like just very detailed, like straightforward. This step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, like this is how he did it. And I was like, because I'm a very, very like avid learner. Like I told you, like some people know me that I've gone to school. I have my master's in psychology and I love school with all my heart. Did I just sound really Southern right there? You know, I'm from Atlanta, guys. I love school with all my heart and I will always learn. So when somebody teaches me the right way, which is how he taught, man, I was soaking it in like a hungry baby. Okay. I was just like, so it was so authentic and it was so organic when I manifested. My first day that I manifested, I took his advice. He said, you're going to visualize. And what you're going to do is when you visualize, you're going to close your eyes and you're going to visualize as if you're seeing yourself in first person. And that's the Neville Goddard gives. He says, when you visualize, do not visualize as if you're watching a movie. And I'm going to tell you exactly why you should not. You shouldn't visualize as if you're watching a movie, because you're going to visualize for someone else. And that's true. So when you visualize, when you're looking at your feet and your hands, as a matter of fact, I want you to try it right now. When you're looking at your hands right now, are you seeing yourself like outside of yourself? Like you're seeing yourself looking at your hands? No, you're not. You're not looking at yourself outside of yourself. You're looking at yourself from first person point of view. This is exactly how you're going to visualize. I want you to do that. Okay. So let's do a test right now. Okay, let's close our eyes. Close your eyes right now. And I want you to visualize your hands. I want you to visualize you seeing your hands in front of you. And then I want you to visualize holding an apple, a big, red, juicy apple in your left hand. I want you to visualize that apple. You are seeing that apple right now. And then visualize a letter J on the apple, a big, fat letter J on the apple, and you're holding it with your left hand. Can you see the apple? Now I want you to open your eyes, and I want you to tell me, do you remember the apple that you just visualized? Most people are going to say, actually everyone is going to say yes. Yes, I see the red apple. This is proof that you can visualize. Okay? We have memories, we have thoughts, we have ideas, but the memories come from first person. If you are meta, you're walking in, you remember the memory from first person point of view. This is how you're going to visualize, all right? So the key here when you visualize correctly is when you close your eyes, you visualize your feet, your legs. I want you to visualize, maybe you can visualize yourself with the clothes that you have on right now, but you have to visualize a real scene, okay? A real scene. Something that is actually, I have to give it an example, okay? But let me give you an example of my first manifestation that I ever did that was conscious, all right? That I consciously did it, like I was testing it. This is why I'm doing this for you guys now, because 4 years, fast forward 4 years and hundreds of manifestations later, I'm confident. My very first visualization, Joseph Ally said to visualize receiving a free cup of coffee. Why a cup of coffee? Because a cup of coffee is so easy to get. A cup of coffee, you're not attached emotionally to a cup of coffee. Your feelings aren't going to be broken and hurt. Your heart's not going to be broken in a million pieces if you don't get a cup of coffee. Okay? So you visualize getting a free cup of coffee because it is what it is and it's not what it's not. It's like, it's the same either way. So he told us, I said me because I always thought that he was talking to me, but he told us to close our eyes and to visualize ourselves at a place where someone we know that we see a lot, right, hands us a free cup of coffee. But he told us to visualize the room, a real room. It could be your kitchen. It could be at a Starbucks. It could be a place where you've already gone, right? And someone that you already know, so it's not so kind of out there, or it's live. It's live. Can you close the door, please? Sorry. This is my son, everybody. I like the spotlight, but he doesn't. He's a Taurus. He does not like it, but I do. I have Venus and Leo. Woo! Anyways, and so this is my visualization, okay? So I closed my eyes. It was early in the morning that day. And I remember sitting down in my beanbag chair and all the lights were off. I lived in my in-laws' basement. My son was still asleep. And I was still in that meditative state. You know, when you wake up in the morning, I was still in that state of mind. It's the alpha and beta waves that you still have in your mind. And I'll tell you about that in a second. But I closed my eyes. It was dark. It was quiet. I was able to just quietly sit there and meditate for a few seconds. I took a couple of deep breaths. what do 2 deep breaths do? They calm your brain, they calm you, they relax you, right? And they get you in this beta state. Then I close my eyes, right? I close my eyes and then I visualize my hands. My very first manifestation, I visualized my hands and I pictured myself being in the job that I had at the time, which was an educational diagnostician at a high school. It was just me and my coworker in a huge old abandoned classroom. And I had my own desk. She had her desk towards the left. I was like up on this like kind of stage because like it was an old school, so it had like a stage. And I was up on there and my desk was on there and the my coworker was her desk was down there, but she wasn't in the office. And I visualized the room closed. I visualized the door where it was. I visualized where the clock was, which was behind me. And I can see, this is how I know I'm a really good manifester. I could see the window to my right. I turned to my left and I could see her desk down there. I could see like the wall in front of us. I could see my hands. And I placed my hands on the desk and I just sat there. And then I visualized her coming through the room. And I visualized her going, "Good morning, Lucy. Here's a cup of coffee." And I just said, "Thank you. Thank you very much." And I took it and I drank it. And that was it. I opened my eyes and that was it. And I dropped it. Joseph Ally says to drop it. Neville Goddard says to visualize and drop it. Okay. He says, drop it. Don't keep obsessing over the thought. Just go about your day. You've already planted it, right? You've already planted it in your subconscious. Okay. In your awareness. I went to work that day. I forgot about it, honestly. I took my son to daycare and no, it was to school. I took him to school and I went to work that day. I sat there in the office and I was getting myself situated when I got a text message from my coworker, the one that I visualized, and she says, "I'm not kidding you." She says, "Lucy, do you want to come downstairs? I bought Dunkin' Donuts. I bought donuts and coffee. Do you want some coffee?" I was like, wait a minute. Wait. No, wait. This can't be. No. Wait. This has to be a coincidence. Like, this can't be real. What is happening? No, wait. Like, I just did not believe it. I was like, I had forgotten. I'm telling you, I had forgotten that I manifested that. I said, yes, I'll be right down. I didn't remember in that moment. I went downstairs. I was drinking the coffee. When I come back upstairs and I'm sitting there, it hits me like a tidal wave that I did the manifestation that morning and it came to pass. I didn't even have words. I was shocked. I was flabbergasted. I did not have any words. I was like, what is that? What? What? And so, like, I was like super amazed. Another thing that he told us to do. So this is a visualization. I was just shocked. This is amazing. This is really cool. So I really love this. I started having fun with it. Scripting. Scripting, what you're gonna do is you're gonna write in first person. You're not gonna write Lucy receives. You're gonna write in first person, right? So at that time, around December, I remember exactly, like, I was visualizing a lot and I was manifesting a lot at the time. By then, it was like a month had already passed. I was soaking in all his videos, like just soaking it in. But I had met this guy who I started dating. I ended up dating him for 2 years, but we met online, right? We met in a dating app, right? And when I instantly had chemistry with this guy, and I started testing it with him because like, he's going to be my test dummy. And I liked him. So we liked each other, but I liked him. I was like, we had chemistry. So I started writing down about him. And when we first met, I wrote down, I'm not going to say his real name. I'm going to say, well, I don't think you know him, but I'm not going to say his real name. Let's call him Bob. Okay, Bob. I wrote down, Bob is obsessed with me. Bob dreams about me every night. Bob daydreams about me. Bob can't stop thinking about me. Bob loves me. And my manifestation, my scripting started getting like more and more serious, like more obsessive, if you want to call it. And I started saying like Bob and I, are married. Bob and I are best friends and lovers for life. Like I was like writing that down. But like the time that I started writing it, scripting about him, I remember we were just casually talking. We weren't like boyfriend and girlfriend yet, but we were just casually talking, right? And I remember like it was still pretty open, like both of us, like he could date and I could date, like we had just met. And he was at the movies. I remember he texted me that night, and I had just written down in my notebook, Bob daydreams about me. Bob dreams about me every night. And I remember he texted me that night. It was like around 9 p.m. And he told me, "Hey, are you awake?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "I'm at the I'm at the movies right now, but I fell asleep for a little bit, and I got woken up. Like my mind woke me up because I dreamed about you. I can't stop dreaming about you." I was like, "Ooh." So that is scripting. So that's what I wanted to share with y'all. I wanted to share um, the just the basic scripting, right? Scripting is what is script what isn't scripting, right? Scripting is not um, talking about I will get money, because what you manifest, you will receive. So if you're manifesting lack, so that you got to be very, very specific with your phrase. When you say, I will receive money, you're basically saying that you haven't gotten it yet, and you're only going to manifest more of that, manifest more of lack. I will get money. You're going to be on a loop. Your mind is going to be on a loop of I will, and it's never going to get here because I will get it eventually, at some point, but you're manifesting lack. So that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to write I will receive. Okay, you don't want to write that. You want to write I received $100,000. I am rich. I am a billionaire. Now, here's the trick. All right, my butt's starting to hurt, guys. Oh my god, I'm sorry. It's just like my butt's starting to hurt. I gotta get up. It's like 40 minutes sitting on this thing. That's not right. Let me do this. I gotta change that dramatic music. I got some dramatic music on my Alexa. Let me change it. Alexa, top hits. What was I gonna say? Okay, so when you manifest, when you visualize, always visualize the end. Okay, now let me explain a little bit about what the end is. Okay, when you want something in your life so bad, let me ask you, heart lover, what is it that you want happen in your life? What is it that you want to visualize or manifest? I'm sorry. What is it that you want to manifest? Let's see. What is it that you want to manifest, heart lover? You want to tell us or no? All right. Well, let's just say that someone wants to manifest being married. Okay. So if you want to manifest being married, what you don't want to do is visualize you at the altar. Why is that? Why don't we want to visualize us at the altar? I feel like this is a classroom. and I'm like struggling to get my students to talk. Okay. Why is it that we don't want to visualize us at the altar? All right, we don't want to visualize us at the altar because that's the end. And you don't know what's going to happen like after that. What if you get an annulment? So, when you want to visualize being married, the trick is to visualize, okay, hey, the trick is to visualize yourself 5 or 10 years down the road on being married. You don't want to visualize yourself at the altar if you want to be married. You don't want to visualize, it's okay, mama, it's okay. There's somebody else on here and I don't know like who it is and I can't see, but it's okay. As long as you guys are listening, I'm okay. Because I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to post it on my page and you guys can replay it and people can go back and replay it. I checked my demographics and a lot of people are from the other side of the world. And I think I went live on the wrong time because I think it's like 2 a.m. right now and everybody's asleep. So it's crazy. Um, this is just me being me. I didn't think. Anyways, so you want to visualize if your manifestation is to be married, you want to visualize yourself 10 years into your marriage. Yeah, the end. We have to be very clear of what the end is, okay? So an example of a visualization is you and your partner laying in bed together and holding hands. You can see your wedding ring and you're holding hands and you're saying, "I am so happy that we just celebrated our 10-year anniversary." Okay? So that's the end. That means that you've already like you're already married, So you want to visualize all the way to the end because God, right? God, the subconscious is going to work out the middle. It's going to work out. He's going to work out everything that happens in the middle. That's not your problem and that's not your job to find out every little detail. Exactly. We don't want to visualize every little detail of the visualization because that's not how it works. How it works is you visualize the end. And that's why it's successful. Okay? So for me, I visualize the end. Like, for example, I want to. All right, so here's an example, right? So, like, I wanted to have a lot of money, right? I want to have a lot of money, and I just didn't know how it was going to come about. I just visualized like having a lot of money, um, and we have to be specific. Our intentions have to be very clear. I wasn't clear with my intentions, and so the way that my money is coming now is through a car accident. And we have to be really careful with our intentions. We have to be really specific with our intentions because even though I'm getting a lot of money, I did not want the car accident. So it's not something that I recommend you do to like just visualize, like not be clear with your intentions. You have to be very clear with your intentions. So here's the best time to visualize. Okay, Neville Goddard calls it SATS, SATS. Okay, and that's called akin to sleep. Akin to sleep. Hold on, Alexa. Next, let me write it down. SATS. Okay, akin to sleep. This akin to sleep, SATS, as manifestors call it, which is Neville Goddard calls it SATS. This is the time when you're going to sleep, but it's the time of you're in your alpha state, the very drowsy state between awake and asleep. So what you want to do is the best time to visualize something is right when you're like have you ever been woken up like when you've fallen and you've been woken up? That's that drowsy state, and it's a very very small space. It's a very small window. That's the best time, not the only time, but that's the best time to visualize. Why? Because it impresses upon the subconscious. Easy. It impresses upon the subconscious like this. So we want to visualize in that time. That's why I'm very like I do it in sats. Every time I visualize, I do it in sats. Um, my visualization that I'm currently doing is I want to be famous. And I just want to be famous for obvious reasons. I want to something. It's my dream to be famous. I've always wanted to be famous. So I want to be famous. I want to be known by the world, the entire world, and I want to be loved by the world, and just praised and adored and admired. That's something that I've always wanted. And for my talent, for singing, and for my abilities, and I want to be a famous actress, and I want to be a famous singer. And so I've been visualizing that. And even though it looks like in the 3D, what we have to do is ignore the. This is the 3D. We have to ignore the 3D, because if we focus too much on the 3D, which is what's happening right now, then we're going to be discouraged by what hasn't come yet, which is the visualization, which is the manifestation you want to happen. So I'm struggling with that, guys. I'm struggling with that because I feel like I don't see it. But if I look back just a month back, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened between like the time that I started manifesting and now. I got accepted into an acting agency. I've already done a few auditions, acting auditions. I got one audition, one role, one acting role already. I got in touch with he's a musician in San Antonio, and he has a lot of contacts, and he said he's going to help me. My agency said they're going to help me with my music. Um, and I'm just, I'm writing a lot of songs. And so this all has happened within the past month. So you tell me, is it working or is it not working? It's working. So we have to trust the process, and we can't get desperate. And because we don't see it happening right here in this real world in the 3D, doesn't mean it's not happening behind the curtains, behind in this, in the behind the scenes. So we have to trust God, trust the process. And what I'm manifesting right now is that. And what I'm also manifesting is dating a famous person. So there's somebody that I want to date. And I don't want to tell you what his name is, but I want to date a famous person. And so I'm manifesting him. And I'm telling you, like, when we manifest a celebrity, the first thing we have to think about is that they're real people like you and me. They're not like on pedestals. We have to take them off the pedestal. They're just people. They poop, they pee, they fart, they burp, they sleep, they're hungry, they get hangry, they get moody. They're just people, right? I want to manifest dating him. Number one, I like him. Number two, I like his style. I like his music. I like his everything. He's so original. And I want to get to know him. And then number two, I would like him to help me. Like I want him to help me with networking and contacts and help me. I know that he will. I know that he will. He's worldwide famous, you guys. And so I'm not going to say that it's impossible, because the first your limiting belief is going to stop you. If you think it's impossible, yes, it's impossible. The universe is going to say, "Oh, you think it's impossible? Yes, it's impossible. Oh, you think it's hard? Yeah, it's hard." It's going to say yes to you. Whatever it is. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I can date that celebrity. Oh, you can date the celebrity? Yes, you can date the celebrity. You're going to date him? Yes, you're going to date him. So, you have to like erase those limiting beliefs. Just move them out of the way, right? Move them out of the way. That's what's stopping you. Okay? So, that's it, guys. That's it. That's all I wanted. My throat hurts now. It's been an hour. But if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. If you don't have any questions, then that's fine. Don't worry about it. Like I said, when everybody wakes up, they're going to be able to see this video. I'm glad that two people showed up. And I'm really happy about doing this. I really feel I was having limiting beliefs. I was having limiting beliefs. I was saying, I don't think I can do this. But as I'm talking to you now, like my teaching skills are just flourishing and they're coming out, and all the knowledge I have is coming out. So this is how I know that I'm meant to help someone. Okay. Um, Look, I don't see it yet. I don't see anything in the real world that says um, you're gonna date this guy. But I have seen a little bit of clues here and there that says that it's coming soon, because I'm gonna share something with you. I visualized myself closing my eyes and entering. I know it's gonna sound a little kooky, but seeing a dark room, and then all of a sudden I see a door in the distance, and I'm me opening that door and walking, going into his hotel room, and I see him on the bed, and I see him on his phone, and then I see him just chilling, relaxing, and I look at him in his eyes, and I say, "Find me." Find me, find me. I say his name at the end, but find me, find me, find me. And then I see myself like a cloud walking, like disappearing from the room, and him seeing him smaller and smaller, and then closing that door again, and then opening my eyes. So this is how I know it's working because um, today I discover. Yeah, thank you, heart lover. Today I discovered one of his music videos. And in the intro of the music video, I'm not shitting you guys. In the music video, in the intro of the music video was like an ocean and a door at the bottom of the ocean, and opening the door, and you see him in the video. Like you see him, that's the intro. The ocean, and then a door in the distance, and it opens, and then you see him in the room. I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Wasn't that my visualization? So it gives me hope that it's working. This is working because, like, why did I see that? Why did I see that? That's like too much of a coincidence. That's my private visualization. And that's his very public music video that I've never seen before in my life. I've never seen that in my life. I just saw it today. And I've been doing this visualization for a week and a half. That only means one thing. It means ignore the 3D and trust the process. Write that down, guys. Trust the process. All right? Trust the process. Does anyone have any questions? Because normally as a teacher, I don't talk too much. I just let you guys go for it. But because this is manifestation, it's different. I'm teaching you guys something else. So if you want to do coaching one-on-one with me, um, please, there's an email that I have on my channel, and it's manifestwithluz@gmail.com. And you can email me for private coaching, one-on-one coaching. I will work with you one-on-one, and I will help you along the process, help you get rid of these limiting beliefs so that we can push through and get that those manifestation wheels rolling, right? So you can just start manifesting like crazy. You probably already manifest now and you don't even realize it. But I'm glad I went online. I'm glad I went on this live. And whoever sees this video on replay, welcome. Thank you so much for watching the video up until the end. I do talk a lot. And thank you for joining. And I love y'all very much. I hope I get to have a lot more subscribers. I am so happy. This is my first 7 days, and I already gained 400 subscribers, and I'm really happy about that. So I hope I get to help. If I get to help one person, just one person, I'm very happy about that. That's it. If I get to help one person, that makes my year, guys. So thank you for joining, both of you, whoever you are. And yeah, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button, because it does something with the algorithm where it pushes these videos out and more people get to hear these techniques. And wouldn't you love to help more people? Yes, heart lover, trust the process. I'm going to try to make you, let me make you a moderator for the next time I go on live. Let me see. I don't even know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I've been trying to do this. I went online, community moderation. Let me see if I can go settings. Add managing moderator. Let's see. Heart lover. What is your name on there? Well, let me see. Heart lover with a little heart in the. Oh my God, I can't do all those emojis. Heart lover. How do I do this? Oh Lord, how do I do this? I can't find you. I can't find you with those emojis. Oh wait, let me see if I can do it from here. Oh, I can! Yay! Add as a moderator. Managing moderator can manage blocked words and change chat modes in live, and also has capabilities of standard moderators. Can review and remove chat messages. Okay, I'm gonna add you as a managing moderator, girl. You have elevated to managing moderator. Look at that. Give me a second, guys, okay? Hold on one second. It's one of my clients. Hello? What's up? Yeah. Yeah, where? Okay. Yeah, I'll be right there. Yeah, why? I mean, I'm finishing I have a YouTube channel and I have a live. I'm doing a live right now, but I'm literally finishing right now. So, all right. Okay, bye. You're welcome. Bye. Anyways, um, yeah, guys. So look at you, girlfriend. You are a moderator, girlfriend. I've always loved being a moderator in my friends' pages, but now I am a channel maker. um, yes. So, guys, I'm gonna finish with this. Please, I hope you took all the notes. And let's hey, heart lover and the other person, I don't know who you are. I can't see you. Sometimes people are private and I can't see that. But both of you, hey, let's manifest lots and lots of people, lots and lots of subscribers, lots of followers, lots of people, because I don't want to do it for me. I want to help so many people. Let's reach other people. Share this on your personal pages, on your Facebook, wherever. Share it like crazy, guys. And let's help each other out. All right. Yes, you do, heart lover. You got that power, girlfriend. You got that power to like block people. Get out of here. Kick them out with your boot. Pop. Yes, let's manifest lots of subscribers. Let's do it, girl. I'm gonna post this. I actually started. I joined all these manifestation groups on Facebook. I suggest you do the same. Join all these manifestation groups, and I added my page. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some subscribers because of that. So guys, I gotta go. I hope this was very valuable, very invaluable information. Please take it, soak it in, and apply it. Do your first visualization tonight. Okay, just like I told you guys, visualize the end, whatever it is that you want. If you want $1 million, visualize yourself looking at your phone, going into your bank account, and visualize $1 million inside your bank account as if it were like with first person. Close your phone, go to sleep. Go to sleep. You're implanting it in your subconscious. Your subconscious is going to do your job. It's going to do the job. It's going to do the rest. You got to trust it. All right. I gotta go, guys. Love y'all very much, and thank you for joining. The two of you, and I'm happy I could help one person. I'm very happy about that. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.